XRP is making waves. For those in the know, it's been a standout player in crypto. But here's the kicker. It's not just one of the top performers anymore. As of right now, XRP is the #1 performer among large cap coins since the election. Let that sink in. Not top 10, not top 5, the best. We're talking about a coin that's leading the charge in a competitive field of 100 or even 125 major assets. But here's the reality. Most people still have no clue what XRP is. Seriously, the average person has never even dipped their toes into crypto, let alone heard of XRP. And if they don't act soon, there's a good chance they'll be kicking themselves in a decade, looking back at this very moment, wishing they had taken a leap of faith. The potential here is insane. Sure, there's always risk. Nobody's denying that. Worst case scenario, you lose what you invest. But the upside? It's massive. The kind of life-changing upside that's worth the calculated risk. It's all about balance. Risk versus reward. And for XRP, that reward keeps looking better and better. Its utility is growing, its role in the crypto ecosystem is solidifying, and its momentum is undeniable. To me, it's crystal clear. XRP is shaping up to be one of the early champions in the crypto revolution. Later in this video, we'll dive into a headline that's bound to blow your mind. If you invested $1,000 in XRP on day one, here's what it's worth now. Spoiler alert, it's wild. That $1,000 could have been life-changing compared to where the XRP price stands today. Now think about this. That was 12 years ago. What could another 12 years bring? Honestly, I sleep like a baby knowing I hold XRP. Without it, let's just say my nights wouldn't be as peaceful. But let me be crystal clear. I'm not a financial expert. And this isn't financial advice. Don't make any buying or selling decisions based on what I say. Always do your own research. Alright, so I stumbled across this post. Well, not just any post, but one from XRP chart analyst extraordinaire, Matsby. If you follow crypto analysts, you know Matsby is one of the sharpest out there, and he nailed XRP's recent climb to the upside this cycle. He's been spot on. No question about it. In his post, Matsby mentioned the ETH-BTC pair seems to have bottomed, but he doesn't believe ETH is the leader of this cycle. Instead, he suggests XRP is taking the throne. And honestly, he's absolutely right. Last cycle was ETH's time to shine, but this one? Oh, this is undeniably XRP's moment. It couldn't be more obvious. To back this up, check out what another XRP chart analyst, Dom, over at Trade Review 2, had to say. Dom pointed out that one of the top gainers, Mantra, OM, has completely crashed and burned. Now, let me clarify. I don't own OM, and frankly, I don't know much about it. But wow, it tanked hard. Dropped 90% in just a few days. You never know with crypto though. Sometimes coins pull off crazy comebacks, but what happened here? Pure chaos. OM is toast, at least for now. Over the past week, this coin has taken a nosedive, dropping a shocking 87.47%. If you're wondering why, well, so was I. I don't usually follow this coin, but when one of the biggest large caps in crypto crashes nearly 90%, you can't help but notice, right? I don't even hold it, but still it grabbed my attention. So I dug around and found an article breaking it down. Apparently, it was the perfect storm. Centralized exchange liquidations, rumors of insider activity, extreme token concentration, and a cocktail of low liquidity and shaken confidence. All of that created a nightmare scenario. The article posed the big question. Was this a rug pull or just bad luck? While there's no solid evidence of a full-blown rug pull, the signs point to a poorly structured market mixed with some shady token flows. Key issues included bad liquidity management, risky leverage products on centralized platforms, poor communication from the team, and massive token hoarding followed by sudden sell-offs. Technically not a scam, but the impact on regular holders was brutal. Here's the kicker. It all unraveled fast. Just 2 days ago, this coin cratered, losing nearly 90% of its value in around 4 hours. 4 hours. At its peak, it was worth $9.05. But after that, it just imploded. It started off at just over $6 before crashing to around 50 cents. But before that tumble, this coin was the #1 performer since the election. Now, well, it's no longer wearing the crown. That title belongs to XRP, which has firmly taken the top spot. Here's the latest update from Dom. XRP is up a jaw-dropping 319%. In second place, we've got BGB with a 270% rise, tied with HBAR also at 270%. Nope, not a typo. Next up is XDC, climbing 190%, and XLM rounds it out with a solid 158% gain. Dom's been tracking these charts all year, keeping tabs on 100 to 125 of the biggest coins by market cap. And right now, XRP reigns supreme, the best performer, the king of the hill. XRP has officially claimed the throne. It feels like a long time coming, doesn't it? But honestly, it's no shock. With its growing utility, it was bound to happen. The market can only ignore real value for so long. Eventually, price always catches up with real value, right? It's about the actual utility and attributes a project brings to the table. I came across a post on X from an account called A Car for Coin, who boldly claimed, "Down is permanent for many, many altcoins." Then came the kicker. I wouldn't hold XRP for a decade with my eyes closed. I couldn't help but laugh. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Sure, but that doesn't mean I have to agree. Personally, if I could pick just one coin to hold for a decade, no selling, no trading, it would absolutely be XRP. It's a no-brainer for me at this point. I can't help but wonder how some people still don't see its potential, even as we inch closer to 2025. Interestingly, Charting Guy chimed in on that same post, and I loved his take. He said, "Down is permanent for 99% of altcoins." Honestly, I agree. But, and this is a big but, XRP isn't one of those. Look at the data. Higher highs and higher lows on longer time frames, number 3 in market cap, one of the fastest and cheapest cryptos to use, the only one legally declared not a security, and it has a real tangible use case. The list goes on. He even added, "I'll gladly hold XRP for decades with my eyes closed." And guess what? So will I. Fast forward 10 or even 20 years from now, and I'm confident people will look back and realize it was one of the greatest opportunities of our time. Some of us already see it, and we're acting on it. I've been saying this since XRP was 25 cents. Heck, I said it when it was 10 cents. And even now, at over $2 as I record this, I stand by it. XRP is poised to be worth far more than it is today. But hey, not everyone has the patience to wait. For example, here's a post from August 9th, 2020, just 4 months before the SEC filed its lawsuit against Ripple. Some people gave up right then, but for those of us holding on, I believe the future is brighter than ever. Things definitely got worse before they got better. That's just how it goes sometimes. Take this post from someone called Crypto Handler. "I'm done with XRP. Tired of holding for 3 years. XRP is the worst performing asset in my portfolio. So many better projects to make money. Ripple messed up big time and didn't even get back to the $2 to $3 range. Should have swapped my bag ages ago. Lost a ton of money on XRP." This is what happens when impatience takes over. Sure, XRP didn't hit a new all-time high last cycle because of the SEC lawsuit, but guess what? About 6 months after that post, it did hit the $2 range. Yet Crypto Handler couldn't wait. His feelings about XRP clouded his judgment, but just because he felt that way didn't mean XRP wasn't going to perform, and perform it did. Fast forward to today, and XRP is now the #1 performer among all top coins. It's taken the throne, reigning supreme. Half a decade ago, this guy gave up, and now here I am, happily reporting XRP's success. There's a lesson here. Invest with a plan. Be patient. Have broad exposure. I'm not a maximalist, even though XRP is my favorite coin. Things change, and wow, did they ever. It couldn't be more obvious. This news dropped a week ago, and it's a game changer. I've talked about it in depth on my channel, but let's dive back in. Ripple's acquisition of Hidden Road is being called a defining moment for the XRP ledger, and Ripple CTO David Schwartz is leading the charge with this bold statement. Here's the post everyone's been buzzing about, dated April 8th from Schwartz. "Ripple's acquisition of Hidden Road is a pivotal moment for the XRP ledger and XRP itself. Why? It all boils down to utility, folks. This is massive. Hidden Road operates as a prime broker, clearing over $10 billion and processing more than 50 million daily transactions, on traditional rails no less. Imagine those transactions taking up to 24 hours to settle. Now imagine even a fraction of that activity moving to the XRP ledger. Wild, right? Well, that's exactly the plan. But wait, there's more. Hidden Road also has its sights set on tokenizing collateral and real-world assets on the XRP ledger. Let that sink in. This isn't just another step forward, it's a leap. It's one more reason why XRP's long-term utility and viability are undeniable. Out of the hundreds of reasons to be bullish on XRP, this one stands out as monumental. In fact, this might be the most exciting announcement Ripple has ever made for XRP. I honestly can't think of anything bigger. This isn't just hype, it's a foundational shift, and I'm not the only one who sees it. If I were forced to hold just one cryptocurrency for a decade, unable to sell, it would be XRP, hands down, and I'm in good company. Hugo Fillion, co-founder of Flare Network and CEO of Flare Labs, chimed in this morning, calling this deal unbelievably interesting. When visionaries like Hugo take notice, you know the impact is real. If Ripple successfully integrates Hidden Road with the XRP ledger, and that's exactly what they're working on, it could be a game changer. According to experts, this could elevate the XRP ledger to a level where it surpasses nearly every other network in value. And here's the kicker. Flare is perfectly positioned to supercharge this by enabling countless new use cases, further boosting XRP's utility. This isn't just speculation from some random voice online. This is coming from someone actively building in the space. If the integration is done right, XRP Ledger has the potential to outshine almost every other network out there. It's like watching a new king claim the throne, and honestly, the writing's on the wall. Now here's the exciting part. While XRP's current market size might seem small compared to the future of crypto decades from now, that's exactly where the opportunity lies. The crypto asset class is still in its infancy, meaning even small inflows of capital can result in massive percentage gains. Think about it. 10 years ago, XRP was just half a penny. Sure, the return on investment back then was insane, but the potential for exponential growth over the next decade is still huge. Over a decade ago, XRP wasn't the obvious star it is today. Sure, the technology made sense. It just worked. That's why it attracted attention even back then. But let's be real. It wasn't a sure thing. It hadn't been tested, and no one could predict where it would go. Fast forward to today, and we have the answers. We've seen the evolution, gathered the facts, and it's clear. XRP has hit escape velocity. Its adoption is undeniable, and that utility-driven momentum ensures it's here to stay. For me, XRP is the sweet spot in crypto investing. It's a large cap asset with significant backing, but it's far enough along that you don't have to wonder if it's going to succeed. It already has. As more people dive into crypto, they'll come to the same conclusion we have, and the flow of money into XRP will only grow. Sure, you could have invested big a decade ago, but even now, putting your money into XRP and letting time do its thing could yield incredible gains. And honestly, you might not even need to wait another 10 years to see impressive results. Speaking of timing, here's a fun thought experiment from a Crypto Basic article. If you'd invested $1,000 in XRP on its first day, do you know what it'd be worth today? A jaw-dropping 400 times return. That's the kind of ROI early XRP investors are enjoying now. Since its launch in June 2012 with a supply of 100 billion tokens, XRP has been on an impressive journey, and CoinMarketCap began tracking its price in August 2013. Nearly 13 years later, it's a testament to how far strategic utility and adoption can take a cryptocurrency. Back in the day, XRP was the third largest cryptocurrency, trailing only Bitcoin and Litecoin. Ethereum? It hadn't even launched yet. XRP was trading at a jaw-dropping low of just $0.005882. Some reports suggest it even dipped as low as $0.002. Imagine that. I'll admit, I didn't check the exact low before writing this, but either way, those are numbers that make you pause. Fast forward a few years, and XRP skyrocketed to an all-time high of $3.84 in 2018. Before reaching that peak, the coin hit its rock bottom at $0.002802 in July 2014. Today, XRP is trading at $2.20. Let's put this into perspective. If you had invested $1,000 in XRP back in 2013, you'd have roughly 170,010 XRP. Let that sink in for a second. To everyone who got in at those prices and held on, hats off to you. I know some of you are reading this, and seriously, congrats. I wasn't so lucky. Back then, I didn't even know XRP existed. But hey, no regrets. I still believe the story isn't over. Fast forward another 12 or 13 years, and I think XRP could be worth a fortune compared to today. Here's a wild thought. Owning 170,000 XRP today would put you among the top 0.5% of XRP's wealthiest investors. For context, only 31,878 accounts out of 6.37 million XRP wallets hold 100,000 XRP or more. That original $1,000 investment, at today's price, it would be worth $374,022, a staggering 373x return in just 13 years. This is what crypto can do. Create life-changing wealth. It's not just a dream. It's happening right now. The best days for XRP are still ahead. It's just the beginning, and you're already ahead of the curve. Seriously, kudos for tuning in before the rest of the world catches on. We're onto something big here. Unless some completely unforeseen event comes out of nowhere and flips the script, we've got this. XRP is already solidified with multiple real-world use cases. People won't just wake up one day and stop valuing its unique features or the utility it brings. It's clear as day. XRP has claimed its rightful spot at the top. That's undeniable. But hey, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't make any moves solely based on what I say, okay? That would be a very, very risky idea.